Hello friends, welcome back to Messier Gaming. My name is Joe. Sorry for the voice, I got a little sick the last few days, so I'm still kind of getting into recovery mode here. As many of you know, I like to get into the gaming news, so I want to start a segment where I just kind of go over the news from the past week. Probably do that once a week towards the end of the week, like on Thursday or Friday, like I'm going to do today. Now, I gotta start with this one because it kind of irritated me. It's from Kotaku, of course, so it was going to irritate me the whole time, because that's just how they are. If you don't know, Kotaku is just the worst of gaming journalism in general. They are like completely political. On one side of the spectrum, they just put out the craziest, dumbest articles in the world. Now, love them or hate them, whatever, I don't really care. There's reasons to do both for Elon Musk, but they're criticizing his Elden Ring build, which is like super weird. They're doing a lot of their stuff so far about Elden Ring has been relatively ignorant. So they're going in and doing a completely political hit on Musk just because they don't like him or the stuff he's doing, which is like fair enough. They don't like him, you know, he's doing stuff that you don't like, it's fair, but his build is fine, you know. So, getting into the article, Elon Musk's dumb Elden Ring build proves the billionaire is maidenless, using the meme word, you know, to get people in. And before we move on too much, guys, I'd like to remind everyone to like, share, and subscribe. It's really going to help me grow. It's going to help me be able to put out more stuff, better stuff, hopefully. Just help me out however you can. I really, really appreciate it. She goes on to explain, basically, the build's fine, except it's unfocused, it's too complicated, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, she hasn't been with Kotaku long. She got signed on like a month ago, this Ashley Barden person, but she's already writing very Kotaku-ish articles, right? Is this one? This other one is relating Bloodborne to the recent Roe v. Wade overturning news. So, I mean, it's exactly what you expect with that, you know. But I want to look at his build real quick. The equipment looks mostly fine. He's doing a Dex It build, which, I mean, the Radon armor with the Dex build is kind of a bit much to me, but, you know, whatever. He wants the defense. He gets the defense. Great. He's got this to give him a bit more, you know, carry and sorcery bonus. He's got the glintstone staff to give him that glintstone bonus. He's got Roger's rapier, which I used to carry me through literally half the game, basically. He's got Moonveil, which is objectively a pretty good Dexit weapon. These two shields are, I mean, I'm sure there's some reason behind having both of them. I think the Brass Shield has different defenses than the Carrion. I think the Carrion's better against straight magic damage. The Brass Shield's better against every other kind of damage. They're both 100 physical, so it just kind of depends. The charms look good to me. He's got all these Spirit Ashes, no Mimic Tier, which is like kind of weird that he's a Mimic Tier, but I mean, it's kind of based too, you know. He's got the Crystal Darts, which are busted the entire game. Makes sense. Build looks good to be. His stat spread, I mean, he's at 111. You know, he's passed his soft cap on intelligence, stuff like that. I mean, if you don't know much about Elden Ring stats, I mean, this might be a bit boring part to you, but, you know, stuff doesn't look too crazy. I mean, I went pure Dex build, and then I switched to Dex It at the end of the game, and just completely swept everything, basically, except for some really tough bosses, like, Malakath took me a while. Astel was pretty tough. But Astel's kind of tough for most people, so it's fine. You know, he's not even at the end game yet, I don't think. I think he's in, like, the Valley of the Giants. I don't know if that's what it's called. I haven't played Elden Ring in a month and a half. Give me a break. But he's in the end game area. You know, I don't think he's beat the game yet, you know, so he's doing okay with what he's got. I think it's fine. It's really stupid to, like, hey, I don't like him politically, so let's bash his Elden Ring build for clicks, I guess. It's not a bad build. Tons of people use the build. It's stupid. Like, at least, like, just make an article. I don't like Elon Musk because he's blah, 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 you know? Whatever the reason is, doesn't really matter. Just do it or don't do it, you know, whatever. I think he posted another video, another picture of him, like, a little further on with some different stat spreads. He's dumping intelligence. I don't know if he knows about soft caps or not. For those who don't know, soft caps are just, you get less benefit after a certain amount, but you still have to spend the same amount to get it, you know, so it'd probably be more worth it for him to put some into vigor so he doesn't die as easily. I don't know, maybe he's going crazy. I mean, he said earlier, hold on, he's saying equipped load will be lower if fast roll is needed. So I mean, he feels like he could go into his inventory and change out his armors on a switch. So if he could do that, he's better than me. Straight up, he's better than me, and I beat the game, so it ain't that bad, buddy. Anyway, moving on to something a bit more positive and fun. Epic is giving away the entire Bioshock series for free on their Epic Game Store. So it's going to be going for another few days. There's a mystery game coming out again. It's been true so far. These mystery games have been AAA games. It may not be true. We don't know what the game is, but you know, I haven't heard any rumors of what it could be. But I mean, as far as what's right now, the Bioshock is good until June 2nd. So that's great. I mean, these are three amazing games. You know, Bioshock is obviously considered the peak. Bioshock 2 is kind of the middle. Like Bioshock Infinite is kind of, by different people, it's rated as highly as Bioshock 2 because it's a very different style of game. It's not like a creepy horror vibe for the most part. It's kind of like an action shooter, but still, it's a great game. You know, it's great. They're all free, so pick them up. If you got PC, go on Epic, pick them up. Totally my recommendation. I liked all of them. We've had news break this week that EA is going like and pursuing with like a bunch of different companies, like, hey, please buy us, please, kind of thing. So that tells you exactly what you already thought was going on with EA. I mean, they've been making lots of games where they haven't been making the profits they wanted. They've been canceling projects that just haven't been producing exactly what they wanted them to produce. They've been like trying to get really thin margins on stuff, like, hey, if we're not positive, you're out, kind of thing. This would be good, right? Because if we could get EA to go to a good publisher, someone bigger, someone who actually will do good with like the Star Wars name, Titanfall, you know, Battlefield, stuff like that. If we could get good publishers on that stuff that would actually finish these games and make good stuff, you know, that would be really, really good. And I mean, I get it. A lot of people like Battlefront 2, the Star Wars game, but you know, it's not what it should have been. It was very full of microtransactions. The beginning was terrible. Everyone can agree with that. And it wasn't what it needed to be. At the very least, it wasn't what it needed to be. So if we could get Microsoft, or, I mean, Microsoft probably isn't going to be able to buy them because they've been buying everybody else, so they'll probably put a stop to that somehow. From these three, Apple, Amazon, Disney, that the headline's pointing out. They've also talked about, and later in the article, they're talking about Comcast, and I'm sure there's more companies they've talked about and talked with that aren't on this list, but if we could get a bigger company that's like trusted and can handle this, that would be great. I mean, I don't trust Apple or Amazon at all to handle any gaming stuff. I mean, maybe Disney, but Disney's just gonna funnel the money. They're not gonna change anything, so that wouldn't be very good. But if we could get like a bigger company, like if Sony could buy them up, that would be great. If Sony bought up EA, that'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. That'd be amazing. As long as they didn't like take exclusivity and bring it only to PlayStation stuff, that would be bad. But obviously, like, I don't think they would do that. There's too much market share in PC that EA already has, so I mean, it would just make sense. Like, if Sony could buy them, that would be great. There's probably other companies too that would be great for. I mean, EA is just a garbage company as far as what they produce. So, like, they're the worst, the AAA developers for the most part, except for maybe Activision. That's like cutting it close, man. Who knows about that? And this week we also got news that the next Minecraft update's releasing on June 7th. That's the 1.19, the wild update. This is kind of the stuff that's going to fill in a lot of the stuff that was supposed to come in 1.18 that didn't drag over to 1.19. So we're looking at stuff like I actually don't know if they talked about the new biomes in the previous one. There's going to be another underground biome and another swamp biome for the overworld, the mangrove swamp and the deep dark. The Deep Dark is where you're going to have the new mob, the Warden, the Shriekers, all that stuff. Everyone was super excited for the Warden. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be ridiculous to kill. Everyone's going to be trying to do it. I'm sure some crazy person will do it in the first day. It's just how it works, man. But it's going to be really, really cool. I mean, there's some stuff that they've promised periodically they're just not going to put in this update, apparently. Like the archaeology stuff, whatever. But it's a new Minecraft update, so people are going to go crazy for it. It doesn't really matter what's in it, what's not. People are going to play the hell out of it. So that just is what it is, man. And then I'll take us out to stuff that I found super interesting this week as far as gaming news. If you think I left anything out, or you want me to cover anything in the future, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Catch you later.